This is the Healey Brothers Show.
All right, so we're going to talk about the Ford Bronco Raptor today because we learned consumers like to watch videos on newer cars that come out, and I don't know, would the Bronco come out late 2022, mid 2022? I don't know.
I got mine in late 2022.
Right?
Yep.
Yeah, the Raptor, the Bronco came out before that, though.
Yeah, 21 was the first year of the normal Bronco.
Yeah. And the Raptor was 22, right?
Yeah.
All right, so it's been out for a little bit, but I don't think we've really done any videos on it. So Dylan here actually owns one. Yep. So we have the point of view of an owner, and then we have a specialist, one of our salesmen. This is Sean, and obviously we have Jason and Dylan with us. And he knows everything about them, so he can speak on all the specs and everything like that.
And I know nothing.
And you know nothing, and you own it, so you need the sheet. I'm actually going to take. I'm going to take Sean's
knowing
sheet
everything
here.
is a big thing, but I mean, I know
Sean's sheet here. All right, so let's start off with what's the starting price on the 2024?
Ooh.
Ooh.
Well, so we don't normally get too many super base ones in, but I think it's like 90-ish.
You would be correct. Yeah. Exact figure is $90,035 is the starting price on Ford's website. But like you said, that's a.
I mean, everybody wants all the when you're getting a car like this, everybody wants all the good stuff.
What's like the average price that normal people buy them for?
I mean, a lot of them that we come in, like when people like either factory order them or like build them what they wanted, like 95, 98 grand. But I mean,
okay.
If you're going 90, you may as well get a couple others.
Yeah, it's not affecting your payment too much if you're going that big.
Right.
What's the one my aunt just picked up? She picked up a special one, right?
well, she got the Heritage,
The
yeah.
Heritage one.
Yeah.
What does the Heritage add?
So the Heritage is pretty much, so they did a like throwback style to like the old one. So they have like throwback colors. They have like a yellow. They have like it's a robin's egg blue. They have it's like a reddish color. I forgot the name of that color on that one, but it's just the throwback style. It's got the white hood.
Yeah, we can show a picture. She took a million pictures of it too.
White wheels, white grill. Yep. Yeah, so it's just throwing back to the back in the old 60s days.
Okay.
OJ days.
We should add that for the 60 days for my aunt. She won't be too happy about it.
Well, that's what I think she wanted. She said a reminder of the old one.
That's a great Ford advertisement right there. That image of OJ.
Oh man.
So anyways, so with the specs, what engine is in it?
3.0 turbo.
That's
Twin turbo actually.
And that's different than what's in the F-150, right?
Yeah, so the F-150 has they have a couple engines, but the most popular is the 3.5 twin turbo. So it's a little different, but it's actually the same engine that they have in the Explorer ST.
Okay, see that I didn't know. So what's the power figures?
I think it's like 410 horsepower. Oh man. Yeah.
You're brutal.
Exact is 418. So you're close.
man.
What do you think the torque is?
I'm gonna say 425.
440.
Wow, it's close.
So those, and what type of transmission's in it?
10 speed.
10 speed. That's correct. So yeah, it's
Ford
a 3
puts
liter.
10 speed in a lot of things, so that's an easy question.
Yeah, so it's a 3 liter twin turbo EcoBoost V6 that pushes out 418 horsepower, 440 pound-feet of torque. How fun would you say that is from an owner's perspective?
In Raptor mode, it's great. So on the steering wheel, you got a bunch of little widgets, but basically when there's an R on the steering wheel. So you click the R, you double click it to put it into Raptor mode. Now I tightened up the suspension, made it the loud exhaust, so that when I do click that, I got some more power.
Okay.
More instant power. But
Kind of go into it like you can customize the settings you want, and then you hard set it. So like when you go in, you can have it your way.
Right.
So that's what he's talking about. You press it in.
Okay.
And then it's just
you could have like low, medium, high basically on everything. I just turned everything up to high. So when I switch it into Raptor mode, I'm ready to go. But
We need to ask the real question here. How does your girlfriend think she drives? Since she's the one driving it all.
Well, yeah, and that's what it's come to, right? Is that, she loves it. I was thinking about, getting into something else, and she put the brakes on it really quick because she thinks that she looks really cool in the Raptor. So, and granted, she definitely does, but no, it's a great vehicle. I love it. I was thinking about getting into a white one because right now I have the Area 51, which is the blue, but I like the white.
Yeah, I like the blue.
Which interior color do you have?
Just black.
Yeah.
Black interior, yeah.
Because I saw one the other way. It's like the other day. It's like a blue-ish.
Bluish with the orange. Yep.
Yeah, with the orange. That was a really cool color combo.
And now they have the carbon fiber package too, which is
yeah.
That I haven't noticed.
a little bit on the steering wheel, on the shifter.
So you like some of the dash accents, some of the steering wheel accents, the shifter, like you were saying, so like that just adds some carbon carbon.
And it's almost like carbon mixed with digital too. You know, it's like carbon mixed with camo. So it's not your stereotypical carbon looking.
Does that match the like digital graphics that come on the ones?
I don't know if that was their intention, but I would imagine it would be. But it looks great, yeah.
All right. So with that power, the exact 0 to 60 is 5.6 seconds, which I think is pretty crazy for like it's an off-roading SUV.
I mean, it's a tank, so.
It's an
I mean, you're pushing around, you know, a lot of weight with 37-inch tires. So
yeah, I was gonna say
Like a
twin
factory
turbos
car.
mandatory on the V6.
yeah, 37-inch all-terrain tires mounted to 17-inch wheels. So and now if you guys want to talk on, because you already mentioned about the suspension with like being able to, that's what you were able to do, like the medium.
You're able to modify the way it shifts, the exhaust sound, and the suspension.
Because I obviously I was learning about this as I was preparing for this. It says it has a Haas 4.0 system with Fox live valve internal bypass semi dampers, which is the same suspension that's in the F-150 Raptor. So that's where you change is those dampers, right?
Yes, exactly. Yeah. So it just tightens it up a little bit.
So ultimately, just like he was saying, it adjusts the stiffness of it. So they made it adjustable. So if you're driving on the road normally, it rides one way. If you go off roading, you need it to flex a little bit differently. You can adjust it different terrains that you're on. So they just make it adjustable in that aspect of it there.
So would you want it softer on like off-roading scenarios and harder
Yeah, I
on
mean,
pavement?
On off-roading, you want all that articulation. You want it to.
You want a variation of it, right?
Literally, you want one back axle drop and then one to go the other way. You want it to fully adjust all the way up.
On the road, I'll always keep it in the soft. Just any potholes, anything like that, it's going to be a smoother ride.
Makes sense for me.
I mean, it's the Northeast. You're pretty much off-road at all
Oh,
times.
yeah, of course. If I'm feeling like a daredevil, like a speed daredevil, I'll stiffen up that suspension just to make it feel a little more balanced. You know, it feels like a lower center of gravity when you stiffen up that suspension. So gives you some peace of mind if you're turning the wheel a little too hard. You know.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
So you had mentioned Raptor mode. Now there's GOAT modes. I know you before this said you don't even know all of them. So
I was just saying before this that I haven't even switched that
the dial. Yeah. So what, Sean? What are the GOAT modes? What do they offer?
So the Go modes is just another way to kind of change the all-wheel drive or the four-wheel drive system in it.
I just realized you're wearing a Bronco.
Yeah, so this is from the off-rodeo. So
Oh yeah, you went to that.
I went to that in Texas. Yeah, so that was one of the biggest training things that we went to. Was that 2020? I think I went into it though, but yeah, we got these out there. It was pretty cool. So they like let us. Yeah, I mean this was before the Raptor was out, so we took normal ones out there. So they took us all through off-road courses, up and down mountains. General people like going like up cliffs like this big. Like that's how capable these cars are. Even non-Raptor ones, you can be a person that can barely drive a car and go up a mountain with it. It's just
awesome.
Nuts. But
You see Jackie climbing up the building.
But the
back
Go
to the Go
modes
modes.
on it, it's just different ways to change the all-wheel drive and four-wheel drive systems in it, and the suspensions and whatnot for different terrains. They have things like just normal.
Probably sand, right?
Yeah, so I mean you'll have your normal eco mode and sport mode in those two, but then you'll get like sand, mud, rut. You get a snow mode. You'll get a Baja mode, which is just like all the power, all the craziness, and that's like, have you ever seen like sand dunes, like those people going through sand dunes, like just whipping it? Like that's what you would put like Baja mode in, is like
Okay.
craziness.
So
So
those GOAT modes just allow you, instead of having to set like a custom
correct.
like Raptor mode, it's just kind of pre-built for what driving.
It's like a set and forget it. You click into what you want, and then it does it all itself.
Okay. Have you ever done that though?
I did put it into snow. Now that I think back about it.
Oh, you're a daredevil out there,
It's
huh?
crazy. I was actually in Vermont. It snowed. There was an empty parking lot, so I threw it into snow.
How much snow?
We're just talking a couple inches.
Oh.
Nothing crazy. Just empty parking lot.
He was out there going reverse and forward.
Yeah, no, exactly. Yeah, testing its durability in the snow. But you know, did some donuts and got to feel the truck a little bit, see the weight of it, just in case I ever got stuck in a snowstorm.
Did you do the donuts with the trail turn assist on?
I did not.
So what is that?
So it's a button that you can press on the dash, the little
Yep.
toggle thing. What it does is it locks the inner wheel of the back inner wheel, and you can spin like on a dime in a way.
Right.
So like you can do donuts literally like.
You just gotta bring Sean in your car with you.
No, and I'm
I mean, I had a normal Bronco, so I mean, there's videos of me doing just in circle donuts.
See, that's amazing. What other technology is there that's in the Bronco?
There's a lot. I mean, depends on obviously the model, but with the Raptor, you get pretty much everything. You have sway bar disconnect, which is just allows more travel and suspension. You get the like I was telling you there, the trail turn assist. So it's made for like if you're on a super tight trail, like you can just pivot and not have to take a wide turn. It's like your turning radius gets down to like almost zero. It's nuts. There's a whole bunch of locking front differentials, locking rear differentials independently. So it's normally in competing brands, you'd have to lock both. I mean, you can do independent on it.
So since we're talking about that, since I'm a Jeep guy, I love Jeep. Not just I'm a Grand Cherokee guy, but I like the 392. I'm sure you get this question from your customers. What's the big difference? Why would I not buy a 392? Why should I buy a Bronco? Are you hearing that a lot, or is it?
So there is.
We got to start a little controversy.
I mean, there's always gonna be a competition in that regard. But I've had a Wrangler in the past. I had the Bronco myself. In my personal opinion, and I've heard this myself from a lot of people, is that Ford took some of the flaws with the Wranglers and fixed them.
perfected it, right?
So
Genius.
when you take your doors
I disagree with.
when you take your doors off, you don't lose your mirrors now. They're on the front.
That's definitely a good one.
So there's one. When you take the top off, you don't have a huge bar above your head. It's a whole open top. I mean, with the Raptor, you have.
Either like the Wrangler.
All right.
does.
So
bit
wait,
different.
now I got a question because James Barrett's talking about flaws. He got rid of his 4xe because he has kids and he learned they don't have rear seat airbags. Does the Bronco have rear seat airbags?
Yeah, side curtain and seat airbags. Yep.
So they really did take flaws of a Wrangler and kind of fix that.
So
The biggest one I think is, sorry to interrupt you, I can't let this one slide, is the front suspension. So Wranglers had the solid front axle. Ford went to the independent front, so you don't get that Jeep death wobble.
This is the Jeep Wrangler death wobble. It sucks.
Oh, see the wobble makes it so good. When you're not sure which way you're gonna go.
I'm gonna have to pull up a video of a Jeep on the
reason
highway.
I really love it. I mean, my dad has the 392, and the way that thing just sounds, and the way it
can't beat it.
performs,
Yeah,
you just feel like that thing is gonna come off the ground and absolutely just beat the hell out of.
That's one thing that
SRT, I mean.
everybody wanted when they heard the Bronco. Is, I mean, yes, they love that the V6 option is there. That it's an awesome engine. It's
Way more
crazy
efficient,
power.
don't get me wrong, way
But
more efficient.
everybody I heard was like, I wish they made a V8 option. I really did.
But I mean,
Ford
it's
actually
what the
did
Raptors
a.
have had for years, though.
Yeah,
It's
Ford
just
actually
twin
did like a
turbo, 6
limited
cylinders.
run on some like V8 option ones on like they're like super limited. I think they made like 50 of them, but there's a V8 in them. It's crazy.
So is that like the 5.0 that's in them, or
I think it's the 5. Honestly, I really do.
that would make
I was gonna leave that point out. Is that the one thing when you're behind the wheel of the 392, you do have that.
Yeah, you've driven more Bolt than I have. I've only driven your vehicle a couple of times.
And I like the 392. I feel that the Bronco is a better balanced vehicle.
Oh,
The three, for sure. It's just
Raw power, obviously.
It feels like a little wider. The stance is better.
can't go through a car wash though. That's what I've learned. Yeah, I think your fenders are a little too.
Oh, I mean, the Wrangler doesn't fit much better. It's all over.
But the V8 compared to the V6 twin turbo, the power is.
I'm sure it's gonna come out eventually. I mean, you got to think Wrangler's been nonstop production for what, like 50 years now. So it's
It definitely affected the Wrangler and the Bronco. I mean, they were saying the Bronco was going to kill the production of the Wrangler. I think
Dropped it a lot.
But it made Jeep pick up their game as well. That's why they had that 392. So when these manufacturers battle and have this competition, it makes it so much better for the consumer.
Right.
They just go at each other the whole time, and they're like, I'm going to make a bigger, better one. Then the next thing you know, they're coming out with something special.
That's what happened with just the normal F-150 Raptor. Everyone was like, "Oh, it needs to compete with the TRX."
TRX.
So now
And
there's
they're
a
just
V8
gonna
supercharged, but it's like that competition is going to create some crazy stuff.
But it also creates huge enthusiasts too.
Oh yeah, that's the
You
best
got people
part.
that follow the brand, and now they just want the next step up. You know, so it's great.
Yeah.
That's,
And they like to say to their friend who's like the Jeep or the Ram guy, like, no, I stuck with Ford. They're coming out with something new, and they're just battling back and forth.
right. It's amazing.
Yeah.
So now, what other like random technologies in the inside, like the infotainment systems or anything else? Like,
I mean,
You have the lights all around. That would have been.
I would say the interior, I will have to admit, is definitely
It's
better than
roomy,
the Bronco.
yeah,
It,
so-
it feels more like you could have a luxury experience in there, which is the Jeep. You feel like you can go pour mud on yourself and then just go roll around in it. Like the Bronco, you could actually take it out. Like it's a little more luxurious.
You can do that though. That's what's crazy with the Bronco is they did cool things like the washout floors or like the washable seats and stuff like that. They literally have drain plugs in some of these models where you can undo the floor pan and just hose it down and it goes out the bottom. So they thought about stuff like that. So you can literally go off-road and muddy it all up, wash it out, and then go to dinner, sit down dinner later. Like,
I was gonna say, I know they have. I'm assuming it's like different types of
Nicky, just go test one. Drive one right into the swamp over there.
different type of materials for the seats and stuff, right?
So they'll have like, so I say cloth, but it's like not a cloth at all because my Bronco had the cloth seats, but it's like a super durable, like literally washable cloth. Like I got caught in the rain before and I'm like, oh man, this thing's gonna be soggy now. It's gonna be gross. And literally like I was just like scooping the water off my seat and then it was like pretty dry.
Super
Yeah.
hydrophobic. Yeah.
So they have like that, then they have like a vinyl seat, and then they have a leather seat, which like the leather's gonna be in like the Raptor and the higher end ones as well. But,
Okay.
I do have a bone to pick with the Bronco Raptor. It doesn't have ventilated seats.
None of
In
them.
the summer.
nah, not a
That
problem.
they-
392 doesn't either.
Right. So I don't know what it is about that segment.
Think it's because you're gonna get mud and stuff in it, and it's gonna fill in the holes. So I think that's
definitely what it
He's
is.
got the heated seat.
Because
That's
yeah,
true.
that's
Well, the
definitely what it
heated
is.
seats don't have holes.
So they're
The
trying to
ventilated
at least get
seats.
some people.
The
to
ventilated
ride
seats
like
have a
it's
hole
supposed
to allow the air
So
through.
that's got to be it.
And, that,
So I've always asked myself that question. You wait for this.
Guys,
one.
like-
Sean answered it.
You're one of the owners that just goes, oh no, I'm gonna keep this thing pretty and keep it on the road.
Oh, yeah.
The other 99% like to go.
we'll take you. We gotta take you out to something.
Took it in
like,
3 inches of snow.
Crazy stat that like a lot of these guys that buy these trucks now are and like off-road vehicles, like 90% of them don't even ever take it off.
I think it's higher than 90.
Or like, and then the work
90% of them don't even put anything in the bed.
Yeah, in the bed or something like that.
Or ever tow with it. It's just,
They still want a bed liner though. Even though I know
I
it
have to
is
tell you,
bed.
we plow with that 392. So
I know you do. That kind of blew my mind when the first time I saw like the setup on the front of it. I was like, "How's
I mean, if you met my dad, that man likes his power and just sometimes he doesn't think it all the way through, but he just likes to have a little fun with it with everything
I
he
think
does.
he loves having the ability to tell people that ask him about if he plowed that he could plow his driveway in 3 seconds.
You know what's funny? I actually
launched it.
Where was I when he was? You were telling the story somewhere about him plowing it in a few seconds. I don't know if it was at Hyundai or something.
It's a story he tells everyone. He goes as fast as he can. He misses all the snow. He gets to go down with the plow now.
Okay,
busy man, you gotta get places.
So now, with selling them, what are customers' reaction when, I don't know if you hear from them after they've owned it for a little bit or after they test drive it, what is their reactions to the Bronco Raptor?
I mean, before they even came out, we had like a crazy list of people that were like literally going nuts to have one, just to own one, going on year-plus waiting list for them.
I mean, I was sending people left and right, and they're just like, okay, go on the list. All right.
So like the demand on them, and then once they started hitting the lot, there's not a single person that can look at that vehicle and be like, that thing's not a beast. Like I need that thing. Like if everybody can own one like that, I think people just absolutely have one.
One good thing we did though is try to keep the vehicle local. We weren't trying to sell it across the country or anything like that. I mean, we were giving our backyard and our community like the right, and because these cars were sought after. I mean, you had people probably calling you from
California, Texas, Florida, everywhere you can think of. We were like, oh, I need one. You can't get one around here. Like, I need it.
Compared to others, we were priced very, very fairly on them. Like, I mean, some people were like,
There's still ones that are 30, 40, 50 grand over sticker. I mean,
we won't name anyone, but you go a little south to here, and people are asking for a ton of money over them. So that's one good thing. Like, you get to give your community or a consumer in your local neighborhood a car for a price that they couldn't go 10, 15, 20 miles away
And then it's
not
great
pay way
because
over.
you just get to see the vehicle on the road all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's amazing.
It's amazing.
which if you've ever actually like seen one coming at you on like the road, it's a sight, man. It's
Let's take it up the full lane. That's for sure.
I've only seen him at the dealers. I haven't seen one on the road yet. Like I've seen regular Broncos, but not a Raptor on the road.
Yeah, they're definitely cool. At night, they look real cool. They look thick.
Yeah.
They have that really aggressive stance at night.
Got the orange little lights on the front grille too. I just like the big Ford on the front grille too. I think that looks amazing. Ford
did a great job with all their vehicles, adding that Ford look instead of just the blue oval everywhere. I think it looks cleaner, sleeker.
Looks amazing.
Actually, I got to ask you a question because I actually never asked this question. And I just thought about it. What is it like driving with the 37s? A lot of people here, like I drove on 35s on mine with
Talking
mud
about
tires.
noise and everything.
Yeah, and it was noisy.
We got to call Jackie. Call her.
So don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. Whenever you're dealing with that boxy frame, you know, it's loud. You get into a Wrangler, just on the highway though. But it's loud on the highway, but what do you expect?
Because I know you said you don't drive it as much because of the highway driving.
See,
I'm not driving a Bronco Raptor 110 miles.
We drive a far distance. Like I've driven that Wrangler, I've driven that Bronco far, and you're just like you get used to it after a while. I mean, you're buying the car, you're not buying it saying like, oh my god, I wish I got 10 miles. I wish I got 38 miles to the gallon, and it felt like I was in a little
miles
car.
per gallon.
Miles per gallon.
You're enjoying
Exactly
yourself, and you're hearing that loud sound. You're like, well, at least it keeps me awake for the next 2 hours.
Right. The Hyundai gets 2 times the gas mileage that my Bronco Raptor gets.
But it could also fit inside the Bronco.
It could. Maybe 2 of them. Yeah.
So I mean, when's the next iteration of it coming out? The Bronco Raptor R. When is that?
Is that actually a thing?
Man, that's it's probably gonna be.
Any idea when we're getting ours?
Oh, the Bronco Raptor R?
Yeah,
I don't think it's no. That's a bit.
There's a F-150 Raptor R.
Yeah. No,
I mean,
I know we're getting one of those, but I thought they were coming out with the Bronco Raptor R too.
I'm sure one day, but
But am I starting rumors on the podcast?
Yeah. But hopefully rumors come true. That's
Are you gonna trade up then?
That's the accident.
Nikki, you can put that in our whole tagline there.
Send it right
Really
to
stir
Ford.
it up.
You put a V8 in that Bronco Raptor R.
I kind of want to say that's that limited production one I was telling you about with the V8, and I think it might be the Raptor R, but it's like super.
Yeah, I thought I saw one. Maybe I'm just.
I gotta do some research.
You gotta put a picture.
It was the Ford Bronco Desert Racer, not the Raptor R.
I thought they did one of those where they like Motor Trend had it wrapped up and they got this do like a stick.
It's the original Bronco.
I could be.
I want to say
I'm making it up.
It might actually be that, but it's not gonna be like a normal production car. Like this thing was like $200,000-$300,000.
Is it gonna be an EV?
Yeah, right. I mean, you don't know. I mean, the electric's going into a lot of things, so you never know. I mean,
Look at the Escalade. Escalade's
has-
going electric. Yeah, we're at least a variation of the Escalade is going electric, and it looks amazing. But
They're trying to change all GMC over to. Yeah. But
I do have a story though. When the Bronco Raptor was originally announced, I put it on my Instagram, my work page, and I just put a caption saying "coming soon." My goal all of 2022 was to see if I could get my hands on a Bronco Raptor. That's what I wanted. And right at December 20-something, I got myself a Bronco Raptor. So you can see a timestamp on my Instagram.
tell me where you switched from. Saving the environment first.
Yeah, so I was driving a Mach-E GT, which was
you had to
it
build
was
up
an
the
amazing
credits.
vehicle.
You just cancel yourself out, boy.
The gas mileage, yeah.
Bill Gates does it.
But no, that car was amazing. I got nothing bad to say about it, to be honest. But
I think you said the same thing though. You did too much
I was driving a lot, and I just didn't. I'm not the planet
The GT was quick as can be.
to charge. Yeah, no, it was amazing to drive, but I was just driving to the city all the time, driving all around the place. So when it came to charging, it wasn't what I wanted to do.
I know you said you learned that you just had to learn to prepare the day before.
Yeah, and that's what it is. You know, the people that are really detail oriented in their life can set up a trip in 10 minutes. You know.
Well, you're always charging at mom and dad's house too, though, which was like if you weren't there, you're in trouble. Or going to work, or if you're sure.
If I wasn't at work, and the problem was if I was at work and driving to New York City and then had to go from New York City home and I didn't have access to a charger, I had to make sure my car was at 92% or above, or I was sweating the whole time trying to, and
It's not fun.
The Bronco Raptor was the goal I set out for, and I was so lucky to get my hands on it, and still am lucky. But now we're talking about a Bronco Raptor R.
We're just making stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, I mean,
That could be the next
one rumor, maybe again, it's just a rumor, but you guys might know above my head that Lincoln is trying to get a hold of the Bronco platform as well.
Really?
So is that?
I mean, you're Mr. Ford, and you know better than us.
Yeah.
So that's what I heard something about that possibility, like a G-Wagon kind of competition.
Interesting.
Oh, so now I have to wait again and skip the Nautilus?
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
Get the
just
Nautilus.
get in.
No Nautilus?
This is probably a couple years out,
Yeah.
but
Legit, no Nautilus yet?
I haven't got the Nautilus yet. I was driving one last week.
Yeah, Taylor had said that, and I was like, oh, he probably bought it for Lexi, because he mentioned this the last time.
So she loves the car. I'm just probably gonna buy one. Yeah, to me. I mean, I love the car. I thought it was phenomenal. They did a great job.
have that full wrap around.
Well, wait a couple months, then probably get it.
Yeah.
But no, it's a really nice car.
Well, all right, so I don't know if you guys have anything else you want to touch on with the Raptor, because I haven't driven one, so I can't really give much of an opinion for it.
Yeah.
So maybe I'll have to do a driver review with one if one of the managers will let me.
I think it looks amazing.
I'll take you on a test drive. I got a custom.
Get my GoPro.
Don't let Elijah. He'll flip it on one of these bricks back here.
Oh,
Good. I don't want to know where that
just like his
information
Jeep.
came from.
No, just like his Jeep. He had an old
You never
beat-up
saw
Jeep
them?
Wrangler, and he tried to flex it up, and he didn't have the front
the disconnect.
Put the Jeep up
You
on
need the
a
Ellen
block
Dyer
back
show.
here and just.
It was like a super popular, famous video.
It
Yeah.
got famous. Him rolling his Wrangler.
Yeah, it was an older.
It was like a slow mo. No one got hurt, obviously, but he
Right.
just like slowly just tipped over.
Yeah, it was funny.
That's pretty funny.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that's really it.
I mean, you're gonna have to put up like the pros and cons of the 392 versus the Bronco.
Oh, I'm definitely going to, and it sounds like your 392 is going to lose, being with what Sean said that they
I
found
mean, I could go with either.
the con.
I just like the throaty sound of that 392. You can shut it.
I'm a V8 guy. Oh my
was
god!
gonna
So
say-
I can't even
gonna
argue.
say, are you a motor guy or are you a
Well,
looks guy?
see,
'Cause I think the Bronco wins in the looks
besides-
category, and the
Well,
392 no doubt wins.
If you
Besides
took
looks,
the
you gotta think-
392 and put it in every other aspect of the Bronco, I think it'd be like the perfect. It
It's
would just be
that's
the,
the trouble.
perfect combo.
That's the
you got to think.
suspension
Do you like turbo noise? Like that's a whole different aspect. You know, as you accelerate, like kind of like you hear the
Spool
sound
up.
of your exhaust. Yeah, but the spool up is an awesome noise. Like I had a Focus RS, and that was probably the best thing about it.
Right.
Forget about the exhaust now, but you'd hear the
See, I'm a Hemi guy.
spool up.
Yeah.
I'm not a turbo guy.
When I
like
when I
the
hit my
sound.
Jeep, I just hear that thing explode. I'm just like, wow, that's why you have a motor.
Right.
Fair enough.
No, I know, and that's it.
All right. That's
So
really
they come to an end one day.
I guess we were raised in a V8 though.
Yeah, look at my dad. He's a psycho.
All right.
Of course, that guy loves horsepower.
Thank you for tuning in. Don't forget to like, comment, hit that subscribe button, and follow us at Healey Brothers on all social platforms.